This review is for carolinesilk.com. Thank you for the opportunity to review your website, Caroline. First of all, I'm going to go through things that I really like about your website, and then I'll offer some suggestions for improvement. So the first thing that I wanted to say is your website is clean and it's on white background, which is great. It's a lot easier to read than if it was on a dark background. And you also have a good, easy to follow navigation system at the top here. So really well done on that. You've got testimonials, which is awesome. So many websites tend to miss those, and there's quite a few. So those are really good. You also have a really good blog that's regularly updated, and search engines love fresh content, not to mention your subscribers. And it also positions you as an expert in your field. The other thing that I really like is your tagline and your struggle with food and diets now. It tells me as soon as I arrive at the website, it tells me pretty much what you do. So that's really good too. I also like your writing style. It's very friendly and casual. So it's as if we're having coffee together, right? So really well done on that. I also noticed that you have a social media sharing plugin down at the bottom of the page, or I saw it before. Perhaps it's on one of the, okay, maybe let me go back to the home page. I noticed that. Let's just see if it appears on here. Oh, it's disappeared. I did see it on one of your pages, and perhaps it's on your blog. Okay, let me have a look back to your blog and back into the individual post. There it is. Okay, so you've got social media sharing plugin, which is excellent, and I didn't realize that it was only on the blog post. I thought it was actually on your whole website. So I would recommend that you include it on every page, because you never know when somebody is going to want to share it. And so you want to make it as easy as possible for them to do that. So as you can see, you've got 3 shares of this blog post. And so if you can enable it on not just the post, but pages as well. What I also like is that you have lots of different programs that you offer your visitors on your Work With Me page. And you describe really well what each program is, just even in the headings. And I also notice you have terms and conditions and privacy policy and disclaimer. Again, something else that a lot of websites are missing, so well done. You have links to media that you've been featured in, which I believe was on the home page down the bottom here. That adds a lot of credibility to your business. And you highlight very early on in the page, you highlight women's pain problems. And I think we can all relate to the, do you recognize this person? Is she you? Or maybe sometimes while you were carrying the whole world, you lost yourself. So I really like that, and I think that speaks to your target audience really well. The things that I would improve is you've got your domain name is a .com domain name, and if you are based in Australia, I would recommend that you actually use .com.au. If your programs are global, then it's fine to use .com. But if your primary target audience is based in Australia, you may find a lot of people will think that you're based in the US just simply because you've got a .com, and that's seen as a global domain name. So that whether you have .com or .com.au depends on who your target audience is. You could have both registered and pointing to the same website. So that's another alternative. I noticed that you had a pop-up come up, which was great. It's not showing up anymore because I had closed it. The only thing on the pop-up, your image was a little bit distorted. So see if you can do something about that, because that generally shows that the website wasn't set up by a professional website designer, and makes it look a little bit amateurish. I know it's just a little thing like that, but people tend to notice the detail. I would suggest that you actually have a proper logo done of your name. I know you're just trading under your name, and that's fine, but I would have a special way of writing, even if it's a particular font or um, a font or something that gives it a little bit more meaning to what you do. Um, I would add a bit more color other than just blue and black, just to dress it up a little bit more. And the images, I think you could do a lot better. Ideally, what I would love to see is your big photo at the top here, similar to what Grace has on her website, because you are the face of your business. So I think it would make sense that you have a big photo here, the pain points directly underneath or on the side, and I'd love to see you increase the size of "and you struggle with food and diets now," because that really is your tagline. And so there's no reason why it should get lost. I mean, I know it's at the top of the page, but it's quite small and it competes with everything else. So I would increase the size of that and definitely have this above the fold. Now, the next thing that I wanted to say is on your testimonials page, whilst you have great testimonials, you have them in different colored and different, and looks like even different types of fonts. I think it makes more sense that everything is the same color. And also, if you can get an image of the person who gave you the testimonial, that would be ideal. I mean, the testimonials are brilliant. And so just keep adding to those, because again, that adds more credibility. On your homepage, I would suggest that you have more catchy headlines, because as you go down, there's not the headlines don't tend to stand out a lot. And also your text runs from left margin to the right margin, and this makes it a lot harder to read. So I would probably split it up into 2 columns and have the text on in either of the columns. You can have it half and half, or 2/3 and 1/3, or 3/4 and 1/4, and perhaps maybe even have a picture on the right hand side just to dress it up a little bit more. You may also want to consider putting a video of yourself on the homepage just so you can connect to your target audience. Now, when I was at your blog, let me just go there now, and you have this window, which is an active campaign window, but I can't actually easily enter my name. It's I can't see most of that form. So if you can increase that, that would be ideal. Now, I couldn't find links to your own social media profiles. I know you have the social media sharing buttons on the blog, but are you a member of any social media profiles like Facebook or Twitter or Pinterest or anything like that? You should have those probably at the top of the page. I would probably also suggest that you rename Work With Me, which focuses on you, and just call this programs, and then have a drop down menu underneath which with each program. When I go into your Work With Me, you have the headings, which I think are good, but there's not a lot of information, and there certainly isn't any call to action. It's like, okay, I'm interested in Renew You 90-day program, but I don't know what I need to do next. Like, you should have a call to action to sign up or to talk to you or that sort of thing. And I would actually have a lot more information than what you already have here, and be a lot more detailed in what you offer in that program. Otherwise, people are, if they don't see the benefit, they're probably not going to sign up. And I would have an individual page for each program, have some photos, dress it up and make it a little bit more exciting, and also have the pricing for each of the program. Okay, let's go to the contact page. This is one page where a lot of people make the same mistake. and that is you only have a contact form. And contact forms have a way of failing. So if the form doesn't get to you, people have no other way of contacting you. I think I did see an email somewhere, but generally when people want to contact you, they go to your contact page. So please include your phone number, include an email, include Skype details, links to your social media profiles. Give people an opportunity to contact you the way that they are comfortable in contacting you. Now, one thing that I think you would really benefit from is having a booking calendar. So people can contact you or book a time that suits them. And especially since you say that all great relationships start with a conversation. So if you are wanting to have that conversation, make it easy for people to contact you. You can get a free Calendly website, Calendly calendar that you can link to your website, and it's relatively easy to set up. So I think you would really benefit from that, and you can plan your day a lot better when you know you're going to be speaking with people rather than having random people call you. And you can also ask questions. You can pre-qualify people when you have a calendar. Additional pages that I would include on your website are frequently asked questions, as that's usually one of the first pages that people like to go to and check out. I would also have case studies of people that you have helped, and resources, articles, and links, just to make you position as an expert. For credibility, before and after photos of clients that have experienced success with your programs. I would also include details of your qualifications, any trade associations you belong to, and as I mentioned before, articles. Articles go a long way in positioning you as the expert in your industry. So that's all I've got for you today. Thank you for the opportunity to let me review your website, and I hope you found it useful.